We all think we know what sleep is for, right? It's for resting. Simple. But what if I told you that's, well, only half the story? Let's get into what's really going on in your brain when the lights go out.
Seriously, think about that for a second. What if sleep isn't about resting at all, but about washing your brain? I mean, a full-on, deep cleaning cycle. This one idea, it changes literally everything we thought we knew about a good night's rest.
So, to understand how this whole brainwashing thing works, we've got to look at a biological system that was only discovered pretty recently. It's kind of the unsung hero of your brain's health, the real MVP of that nightly cleanup.
All right, it's called the glymphatic system. And honestly, the best way to picture it is like a power washer for your brain. See, all day long while you're working and thinking and living, your brain cells are producing all this, well, gunk, metabolic waste. And this system is what comes in at night and just blasts it all away.
But here's what's so cool about it. It's not just a cleanup crew, it's also a delivery service. It's a 2-for-1 deal. While it's busy flushing out all that waste, it's also bringing in the good stuff. Glucose, lipids, all the fuel your brain cells need to be ready for the next day.
Okay, but here's the kicker, the one big catch. This whole amazing essential system, it pretty much only works when you're asleep. It really kicks into high gear when you're in that deep, deep sleep. So the equation is actually super simple. No sleep, no brainwash.
So what happens if you skip a wash cycle? Just one night? Well, the consequences are way more immediate and, frankly, a lot more serious than most of us realize.
Yep, that's it. Just 24 hours. Pull one all-nighter, and it's enough to set off some major, measurable, not-so-good changes all through your body.
And get this, one of the most wild changes is what happens to your immune system. After just one sleepless night, your immune cell profile literally starts to look like the profile of a person with obesity, a condition that's all about chronic inflammation. So yeah, your whole body goes into this inflammatory red alert mode after just one bad night of sleep. It's crazy.
And if that doesn't hit home, maybe this will. This is straight from the CDC. Being awake for 24 hours straight is basically the same as having a blood alcohol level of 0.10%. That's over the legal limit to drive. I mean, think about that. We all know you shouldn't drive drunk, so why do we think it's okay to drive on no sleep?
But let's be real, for a lot of us, it's not just one night, is it? It's a pattern. And when one night of bad sleep turns into many, well, that's when you start heading down a really dangerous path.
And this decline, it happens shockingly fast. After 24 hours, okay, your judgment is shot. By 36 hours, your brain is literally forcing you to shut down for a few seconds at a time. Those are microsleeps. Hit 48 hours, and things get really weird. We're talking major anxiety, irritability, even feeling like you're not real. And at 72 hours, 3 days, you could be dealing with full-blown hallucinations and delusions. Your brain is truly starting to unravel.
Look, the short-term stuff is scary enough, for sure. But the real hidden danger is in the long-term patterns. And to see that, we need to look at this huge study that gives us an incredible window into what happens over years, not just days.
So get this. Researchers followed over 52,000 people for 4 years. They weren't just asking about one bad night. They wanted to understand the whole story, the long-term narrative of people's sleep habits.
And out of all that data, they found people generally fell into one of 4 groups, or sleep stories, if you will. You had the normal, stable folks who were pretty consistent. Then there were people whose sleep time went down over the years, some who actually managed to get more sleep, and finally, a group that just consistently didn't get enough.
And this is where it gets really serious, because these sleep stories are tied directly to major health risks. So compared to the good sleepers, the people whose sleep got worse over time had a 34% higher risk of dying from any cause. But here's the part that really blew my mind. Even the people who improved their sleep, who went from low to normal, still had a higher risk of heart problems. It's like some of the damage is really, really hard to reverse.
But the most dangerous path of all, the scariest story, that belonged to the people who were low stable. These are the folks who consistently got less than 5 hours of sleep. Not for a week, but year after year.
Their risk of dying was 1.5 times higher than people with healthy sleep habits. That's a 50% increase. It's just undeniable proof that chronic, unrelenting sleep deprivation is one of the most dangerous things you can do to your body.
Okay, so that's all pretty heavy, I know. But here's the good news. This is not a life sentence. You absolutely have the power to rewrite your own sleep story, and you can start tonight.
It all comes down to something called sleep hygiene. And no, it's not complicated, it's just about building good habits. First, be consistent. Same bedtime, same wake-up time, even on the weekends. Second, make your bedroom a cave, cool, dark, and quiet. 3, watch the caffeine in the afternoon. 4, avoid huge meals or booze right before bed. And finally, and this is a big one, put the phone and the tablet away at least a half hour before you turn out the lights.
So when you think about it, your long-term health story is literally being written every single night. You are the author. So the real question is, tonight, how are you going to write yours?